It was a wild finish in the NASCAR Xfinity race at Martinsville tonight. With 6 laps to go, they were under red flag caution. They ran the rest of the laps under caution and ended up in a NASCAR overtime situation. And during that NASCAR overtime situation, we had 2 RCR teammates going head-to-head with each other for the win. Eventually, none of them actually ended up in the championship four, and neither of them won, with Justin Allgaier putting a nose out in front of Sheldon Creed to steal the win. Austin Hill ended up wrecked and did not even finish. I don't even think he finished the race. His car did not cross the finish line. So let's take a look at what happened, and then we're going to get some reaction from both Sheldon Creed and Austin Hill. Obviously, they were very upset. Specifically, Austin Hill was very upset with the Sheldon Creed team. Sheldon Creed just seemed more disappointed in everything that occurred. And then we also have some drama with Austin Hill and the Sheldon Creed team. He claps as he walks past them as he's going to the infield care center. And then obviously there were some words exchanged between Creed's team and I guess RCR management. And then we also have some video of Andy Petree berating Sheldon Creed as well. So first off, let's take a look at what happened here at Martinsville on the closing laps of the race. This is the last lap of the race. This is over here on NASCAR on NBC on Twitter. See here, Sheldon Creed has kind of pushed him up the racetrack. They're driving side by side, banging doors. Creed gets ahead of him. And then he kind of I don't know what he does there. I don't know if he brake checks him or what was going on there, what happened. But it was I thought that was just really weird how he kind of stopped in the middle of turn 3 and 4 coming off. And that's what allowed Allgaier to get underneath of him and pass him around. Here's another look at it. So again, yeah, he just kind of stops right there. I don't know if he had to brake because he overdrove into the corner and he was slowing down, but that he stops right in front of Hill, and that causes this absolute mayhem behind him. But it ended up allowing Allgaier to also sneak by him on the bottom. So let's go over here to some of this drama that happened in the post race. You can see here, this is Noah Lewis. You can see here Austin Hill is walking by the Sheldon Creed pit as he's on his way to the infield care center. And he mockingly claps at them here. So let's take a listen to this. And you can tell by his body language, he is just not happy. I think you can hear one of the crew members from Sheldon Creed's team saying, "You're not the only car, Austin," in there. It's hard to tell. Let's play it back so we see if we can hear it again. I think we don't need to. We can just. Yeah, you can hear it there. It's hard to tell, but you can hear it. And then they escort him to the infield care center. And then here's video of, I don't know who this is, but Steven Taranto is saying Austin Hill made a sarcastic clapping gesture, which we just saw as he walked past Sheldon Creed's pit box. And then the crew chief just didn't appreciate it. And it looks like he's talking to someone from RCR. So we can just take a little bit of this. See, it looks like he's explaining to him what happened and how he didn't like it. Can't really hear what's going on. And then here we have over from Toby Christie, Andy Petree is actually going up to Sheldon Creed and berating him. And Sheldon Creed kind of fires back saying, if Austin did that to me, you wouldn't be saying a word. So let's take a listen here. Yeah, you can hear he said, if he touched me, you guys wouldn't have said shit. Petree obviously frustrated with Sheldon Creed. But let's listen to hear what Sheldon had to say post-race to NBC Sports.
Hey, let's talk about the move on your teammate. Was it respectful and was it fair, the multiple moves you made on him?
I don't know if it's fair, right? don't like racing that way, and that seems to be the way that this race always plays out. I, beat him on the restart here and gave him plenty of room. He just throttles up into my door there, and then
I think that's accurate. I mean, Creed did beat him on the restart, and then you see Hill kind of drive up into the corner. That's expected. That's Martinsville racing. That's tough short track racing. That's what you expect. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. That's what we'd like to see as fans. Exciting racing right here.
An opportunity to push him up off the bottom here. I got in the oil here, and the top rolled, pretty decent, and then did it again into one.
Again, still, I think that's really just good short track racing. He's giving him the bumper. He moved him up a little bit. He wasn't even able to get under him there. As he said, he got in the oil, so he had to let go because he was probably drifting up too high. But let's continue.
Thought we had it there coming to the checkered, but yeah, I don't know. Not proud of racing like that, but
he gets him right here. And again, this is typical short track racing. You go on a Friday or Saturday night to your local short track. This is what you see all the time, and it's exciting, and it's why we love short track racing. So again, I don't really see any problem with how Sheldon Creed is racing him through here. He does drive him up a little bit high here, but again, he's also exposing himself to Justin Allgaier by making this move. We've seen this happen in the Cars Tour where they at Dominion Raceway where they went too wide. They went, and then Bobby McCarty, I think, drove in underneath both Brendan Queen and Carson Quaffle, and he ended up beating both of them. So this is just really good short track racing, and there's a risk to driving the guy up there when you have the third place guy right there, and Allgaier took advantage of it. But let's keep listening here.
A shot at a championship 4. I didn't blast him. He's still with me. I drug right here to keep him next to me, and then we raced pretty.
It looks like he might have locked up the brakes there because you can kind of see that the smoke. I don't know if that's the tire smoke from them rubbing or fenders or whatever. There's some smoke that comes out of the back of their car there. I'm not sure what that is. And that seems to be like
pretty hard here, and then
because then he just stopped. Like his car almost just like looks like it just stops. And I wouldn't think you would brake check at that point. It just doesn't really make any sense. And we don't really get an explanation from him, but let's listen to hear what he says out. And this is the thing that I just found really weird. It's like, why did he kind of stop here in 3 and 4? The only thing I can think of is he like locked up the brakes, or he hit the oil and was just going up the track and he had to like slow down to get it back under control. Or I don't know. Maybe we'll have to. And he doesn't explain it, so let's listen though.
I don't know who gets him here the 20. I don't know. I feel like I played pretty fair for the situation, and he's going to be mad, but it's for a championship 4 spot, and I wanted to fight for my guys all the way to the end.
Were you solely worried about your team, or did it cross your mind at all that might knock him out of the championship 4 as well?
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to guarantee myself a win, I do what Ty did last year, and I spin him out into 1, right? And then I'm not worried about him at all, but I move him up off the bottom, enough for him to have a fighting shot here. I'm watching the replay again, and I mean, he has a fighting shot here. I can't control the 20 spinning him out in 3 and 4, so just proud of everyone. I wanted to fight for my guys all the way to the end and give them a chance at a championship here, and just so thankful for Chevrolet, Wheel, and everyone at RCR for my time here.
I thought Creed's interview there was quite professional. I thought he had a pretty good assessment of what happened. I wish he would have explained what happened there in 3 and 4, why he slowed up so much. I would have liked an explanation on that. But I did feel like he was being very professional. He's being very sportsmanlike. This was good racing. This was a fantastic, awesome finish to the race. This is what you want in a short track race. This is what you expect from short track racing. I really thought that it was highly entertaining. But let's listen here to see what Austin Hill had to say.
Championship 4.
Well, and Austin Hill the same, tried to get his team in. It did not work out. Walk us through that final restart.
I spun the tires a little bit, and I overdrove my entry into 1 because I knew the 20 went to go low, and I didn't know for sure if he was on the inside. My spotter said he had to run, and then he didn't. So it wasn't cool of me to do what I did into 1, like driving him up the racetrack, but I still kind of stayed off of him. Then he just did not give me a chance getting into 3, and then he didn't give me a chance getting into 1, just shoved me up the racetrack. I know he's in a must-win situation, but still, man, just uncalled for that to happen, and then neither of the RCR guys make it to the Final 4. It's just frustrating pretty excited for him to go to his next adventure over at Gibb.
So I will say here, like, again, I think Austin Hill's being a little bit disingenuous. I thought that was really fair racing. I thought they were racing really hard. This is what you expect when you go to a short track. Like Sheldon Creed said, he didn't dump them just straight away into one like Ty Gibbs did last year. So I feel like there's a little bit of sour grapes, and you hear it a little bit here too in this kind of snide remark that he gives.
And I don't have to put up with him no more. I can have Jesse Love as my teammate. Hopefully he races me better, races me cleaner. Like right there in the middle of 3 and 4, I don't know what he was doing. He like parked it in the middle of the corner, and obviously I blew the radiator right then and had no power off the corner. So
I think that is the decisive move right there. What happened to Sheldon Creed there in 3 and 4? Because if he doesn't slow down there, I don't think Austin Hill gets into the back of him. I don't think you have the 20 running into the rear of Austin Hill. I think Sheldon Creed is able to power off the corner. He wins the race. Allgaier finishes second. Hill probably finishes third. And you're looking at a very different picture. You're looking at a celebratory Sheldon Creed, probably a pretty happy Austin Hill, and a satisfied Justin Allgaier, potentially. I'd have to look. I'm not sure what the points would have looked like there. I'd have to go back and look at it. But an RCR car definitely would have been in the playoff picture going to Phoenix, and it would have been Sheldon Creed. But so far, we don't know what happened. But we heard from both Sheldon Creed and Austin Hill, and you saw multiple replays there as they both kind of walked through what happened. So I leave it to you. What do you guys think happened, and who do you think is to blame? And did you think that there is anyone really to blame, or did you think that's just really good, entertaining, exciting short track racing that we as fans want more of?